Okay, good morning. My name's Frank Lambruno. I'm the sheriff here in Lake County. I'm up here. This is my chief deputy, Jeffrey Sherwood, and our executive lieutenant of the road patrol, Robert Izzo. I want to take a moment to talk to you this morning about the incident that occurred Saturday night in Concord Township. A lot of things are out in terms of social media today. We don't want to release information till we're sure of facts, so we wanted to talk to you this morning. We will give you a press release with copies of the 911 tape that did come in, call, and a picture of the suspect in this case following this briefing. So here's the facts that we have at this time that we can release. On Saturday night, which would have been January 3rd at 11:03 p.m., a call was received in our dispatch center. The caller stated that her stepson had just killed 2 people. She stated that the vehicle was parked on Andrea Drive in Concord Township and that the 2 people were inside the vehicle. She also explained that her son, or stepson, was now in his home with his parents, mother and father, on Oak Ridge Drive in Concord Township. The dispatchers were told that there were many guns in the home, and it was feared that should police respond to the home, that there would be shooting. So in response, we sent deputies to both locations on Andrea Drive and in Oak Ridge. And we also called out the Lake County SWAT team due to the threat of violence at the home at the time. Initially, within 3 minutes, our deputies were on Andrea Drive in Concord Township, where they did locate a white Yukon. Inside that vehicle, they found a black male and a black female, and it appeared they had been both shot in the head inside the vehicle and were deceased. Based on that, they secured the scene, and they summoned the Lake County Detective Bureau to come to that scene to begin the investigation. At the same time, our deputies responded to the residents on Oak Ridge Drive. Inside the house at the time was the suspect, and the suspect's name is Blake Edward Sargi. He's a white male, age 27, and he was born December 23rd of 1992. He was in the home along with his mother and father at the time. The father came out of the home and informed the officers that the mother was trying to convince the son to come out of the house, and she feared what would happen to him. As SWAT team arrived, our SWAT team negotiators began to negotiate with him inside the home. They were able to successfully convince him to come out of the home, and he did, and gave himself up. He was arrested and taken to the Lake County Sheriff's Office, where he was booked in here to the Lake County Jail, where he is currently housed. He'll be arraigned this morning in Painesville Municipal Court on 2 counts of murder. The Lake County Crime Lab and the Lake County Coroner's Office came to the scene where the victims were located in that vehicle on Andrea Drive that evening and processed the scene with our Detective Bureau. The victims in the vehicle that they were in have been sent to the Cuyahoga County Coroner's Office. This morning, they will be processing the vehicle for evidence, confirming the identity of the 2 victims, and then they will be trying to determine a cause of death. The Lake County Sheriff's Office detectives are there with the medical examiner as they are processing that as we speak today. One thing I did want to mention, it's important to note, we have not confirmed the identity of the victims. Unfortunately, a lot of things are floating out there on social media, which is dangerous to do that. We believe we know who they are, but we can't confirm that. Based on that information, we have followed the vehicle, the lease of the vehicle. And based on the vehicle's lease, we've gone to a place in Euclid where we believe the family members are. We've spoken to them. We said we're not confirming that we know who this is in the vehicle, but we believe it's important that we let you know what's going on at this point. And so we're making every effort to identify and speak with the relatives of these victims in this incident. The motive regarding the shooting, it's not been established. So our investigators are following leads, they're conducting interviews, and we will proceed from here with all due caution and make absolute certainty on the information we make available. Based on that, if you have any questions at this time, we'd be happy to try to answer those questions. And as I said, we will provide the 911 tape following this, as well as the this press release, and also a photograph of the suspect who is here in our facility. Yes, sir.
So, can you confirm that a gun was found on the female passengers underneath her leg?
That's all part of the investigation, and I don't want to release that information. One of the things, if you release a lot of information that's not confirmed, it gets out there, it confuses people, and so my goal is not to release that until investigators are sure of the information.
And where the shooting happened is not too far from Oak Ridge. Did the suspect drive a car there to the Oak Ridge location, or was that a walking distance? I mean, it's a walking distance, but did the suspect walk back to that house?
We are trying to confirm that at this time based on interviews. It is in close location. How close would you say it is to Oak Ridge?
Probably a half mile.
So easily walkable, but also could have been driven there. We have not ascertained all that yet.
You said you weren't able to establish a motive, but do you have any evidence at this point that he knew these two people or at all, and any previous contact?
No, we do not.
Does the suspect have any previous criminal history?
Nothing of noteworthy that we have.
You mentioned there were a lot of guns in the house where he was. Were those the family's guns, his guns, combination?
That's what was told on our arrival. We do have the weapon that we believe was used in this incident. It's a 9mm handgun. We believe it's the weapon that was used in this. As to what else was found in the house at that time, that's all part of this investigation. I can tell you no weapon was pointed at the responding units and no shots were fired at the responding units.
Did that handgun belong to Blake, to the suspect, or?
That's what we're tracking right now. There's so much things that go on in an investigation that people aren't aware of in terms of search warrants and whether that's on phones or homes and getting all that information together. It's a slow process, and so if we're too quick to give out information, it could cause problems for the case.
Sheriff, how long did you all negotiate with him before he came out?
I would say from the time the call came in till the time he came out was probably an hour and a half or so? No more than an hour and a half. So I'd say negotiations was probably about 45 minutes or so.
Sheriff, you had said the stepmother called 911. Did Blake live on the Oak Ridge address, or did he have?
Blake lived on the Oak Ridge address. The father and the stepmom do not live there. The mom called the father and said, our son's shot 2 people. It was the stepmom who called and relayed the information to our dispatch center, and that's what you will hear on the 911 tape, is the stepmother who did not live at that residence, who was outside that home and called our dispatch center and relayed that information.
And that is his permanent address, is that the Oak
We
Ridge
believe so,
is
yes.
his
That's
mother?
his address, that he lives with his mother. His father and stepmother live at a separate address.
You look at his social media accounts, and I know you're not a big fan of the social media, and I totally get that, but.
Actually, I think I am.
Well,
I
yeah,
think social media is a great way to get information out to people in emergencies, to let them know good things that are going on at an agency or within a community. I think it's fantastic, and we really actively use that. However, to use it to promote, to get the fastest story out as a department, whatever, is just dangerous.
But is it wrong to speculate that, for example, his Instagram account had nothing but gambling on it and asking people for money? Is that at all tied into?
I couldn't confirm that that's what it says or anything, excuse me, anything about that type of information.
So you don't think this was something that the Concord Township residents should worry about? It wasn't?
That's why that night we did put out a social media posting, because we wanted to know, here's what happened. The suspect has been arrested, to let people know in the community things are safe, but at least get that information out right away. We don't believe there's a threat to the citizens of Concord or the communities that we serve from this incident.
Do you know how the mom knew that he shot 2 people? To call the dad?
I can't say that for certain. I believe the son came back to the home where the mom was, and I would speculate, and it's speculation, that he said, Mom, but I don't know that for sure. I can't tell you that that's what happened. But the mom knew he had shot 2 people, relayed that to the father, who relayed it to the stepmother, who made the call, the 911 call.
Do we know, can you tell us where the 2 victims were sitting in the vehicle? Are they the front driver?
In the
or passenger?
front seat of the vehicle, yes.
And neither one had ID on them at all? I mean, if you don't know their identity, that means no driver's license, nothing like that was found?
In trying to process the scene, they want to know exactly how the shooting happened, where that occurred. So in that type of situation today, moving the victims can change that information. And we wanted to make sure the investigators knew exactly where they're at, so we did not move them to do that.
And you're waiting on the medical examiner to give the final identity?
That's correct. We're hoping we obtain that for sure today, make that information available to their relatives.
Is there an age range? I mean, young, 20s, 30s, 40s on these victims?
Not that I can give you at this time.
As far as you know, did they live in that area? Were they neighbors in Concord, or the 2 victims
We believe they're from the Cuyahoga County.
from Euclid?
Yes.
Is there anything that would lead you to why they would be on Andrea Drive in Concord that you know of?
No, we don't have any of that information
He's not
at
from
this
there,
time.
neither are they, so.
Well, Andrea Drive is just a short drive away, so I'm not sure why they met over there or what happened there. Hopefully, we can confirm that here through this investigation.
Sheriff, was there anything towed from the Oak Ridge address?
Yes, the vehicle, which is is, I have it here, I apologize. A Chevy Trailblazer was taken from the Oak Ridge residence, and a search warrant is being obtained. That's the vehicle of Sargi, the suspect in this case. So that's been impounded. The Yukon has been taken to Cuyahoga County to the coroner's office there.
Is there any reason why I don't know how the DMV system works, but why the white Yukon had Hamilton County plates on it?
I believe it is a leased vehicle. How early it is in that lease, or if that lease is a rental. As an example, if that car is rented from someplace like Enterprise Rental Car, it might have a different plate on it.